Hello viewers and welcome to round 11 of the Eurogamer F1 Championship from Hungary. This is the race. Caustic lines up first, myself in second, Ryan in third, Duff 4th, King of Spain 5th, Baltic Range Boy 6th, El Francos 7th, Ranger 8th, Luke Perry 9th and Nick in 10th. It was a dry qualifying that turned to damp, hence the larger than the usual gaps between us. Caustic making the miss of the dry track. As you can see, I'm starting on slightly used options, planning to pit on the 9th lap. I'll do well to get that far on these options. 52% chance of rain, so here we go. As you can see, caustic on the options there, same as me. Some of the back markers, relatively, on prime. So it is imperative that we get away well. Let's see how we go. 1 red light, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we are go. Okay, get away fairly well, moving to the inside to block up any passes down left. Matching caustic on the drag down to the first corner. Hopefully we can nab him under brakes, and here we are. Just taking it to the outside, making sure there's no one coming out around the outside. Oh boy, I wish it was going faster. Keeping it to the inside, driving very defensively at this point. We know caustic's fast, we need to try and keep him behind us for as long as we can. Very difficult to judge the braking into these first corners. We're trying to go fast but not take it off the track. The famous Hamilton chicane. Okay, so now me and caustic are setting about trying to establish a lead. At this point he's hot on my heels. I am shaking like a leaf of adrenaline. As you can see, we're making a bit of a gap so far, breaking free. That is imperative. We need to build a gap so that we can pit safely and hopefully not come out in traffic. The Hungaroring is very, very hard on your tyres. Options will not last long at all. My strategy says to pit at lap 9. I'll be surprised if we make it that far. A feature you'll notice is that I've gone for a high downforce setup, whereas caustic's significantly lower wing settings. He'll catch me down the straights while I make ground through the twisty section in sector 2. As I mentioned at the start, the qualifying session started dry and turned to wet. Caustic and myself qualified on the options to guarantee grid position, gambling that the race would start wet given that it's 52% chance of rain. As you can see, that did not happen, making it really crucial for this phase of the Grand Prix that we get away unimpeded. Of course, that means that also we run the risk of it raining just after we pit for our primes. That could effectively ruin our race, so let's hope that doesn't happen. Just settling into a nice rhythm now. Caustic tailing us by about half a second. Racing as hard as I can now. I'm sure he is too. Cannot go any faster. Just checking behind us to see if he's in the move for a pass. Cover it off just in case. As you can see, he's right on my quick tail on the exit, possibly due to me covering it off. With the heavy fuel load, we are a couple of seconds off our qualifying pace. Let's look up to the top right. Currently lapping 123s, that's a full 2 seconds off the qualifying top pace. That's what you'd expect. It does make the car very sluggish through these corners relatively. Not bad times for this period of the race though. You can see Caustic still trailing me by under a second. We've now dropped the pack to 4 seconds for Dufftown and 7 seconds for King of Spain. Pit stop in Hungary is about 18 seconds, so we've got a bit of work to do. Settling into a nice rhythm. Okay, so we've got a warning about the front tyres just starting to go off. The front will start to wash out a little bit. Hurts me most through this chicane. You'll probably notice in a few laps that, of course, it does catch me through there a few times. Also here, just a slight performance hit. Now that is due to me running lots of wing on the front. Still plugging away fairly consistent lap times. Probably extract a couple more laps from these tyres before they start becoming too slow to use. Okay, so lap 5. Just about got the gap to Caustic to over a second. Duff closing in a little bit, but pretty much holding station. What's become clear here, if you look at the times, 10 seconds, 11 seconds. We've not pulled out a free pit stop yet. So the best we can hope for now is to pit in the next lap or so. Hope we come out in clear air, maintain a gap, and then run it to the end of the race, hoping that them, when they're on options, they don't catch us. Despite our tyres being orange, you can see we're still only a tenth below our best time, keeping a very steady pace. Oh, and behind us you can see Caustic diving into the pits. That's my cue to put in a hot lap, give it everything I can, make sure I come out in front of him when I pit next lap, a lap earlier than planned. Okay, so giving everything, just bringing it to the right, braking just before 50 metres, down to third, trying to wheel the car into the middle, flat here, all the way up to the hill, braking just before the digital yellow flag marker on the right, down to fourth and just dragging the car around, slowly feeding the power back in, fifth on top of the hill, chicane in second, coast round in fourth, third with the throttle, fourth round here, slightly sluggish through there, flat, down to fifth, power back on now up to sixth, braking at 100 metres, down to third, gunning it down the hill, back down to third, gun it straight for the pits, and hope we've done enough. Okay, so you can see the pack just coming around the final turn. We will not get out in front of them. Let's hope we emerge in clear air and that they pit soon enough that we don't get held up by them. Remembering I can't cross the white line. Rain is coming around the outside, this could be disastrous. The Caustic right on my tail, hoping to capitalise on my slow exit. Cover off the inside. Hoping to also take Ranger down the inside. Don't quite carry enough speed and we're now side by side. A slight tap and I have to back out the throttle. And Caustic's made full advantage and gone around the outside. A good move. A slightly clumsy move Wasn't really expecting to be so slow through there. Could have been a lot worse. See Caustic right on the tail of Ranger, trying to make his best way through the traffic. These cars in front of us will be on fairly worn prime tyres, while we're on, of course, fresh primes. I need to try and close up as quick as I can, make sure that Caustic can't pull out a gap passing Ranger and duff down ahead of him. Not quite pulling off the move there. Hounding the exhaust tailpipes of Ranger, really trying to find a way past. Right, so I'm closing back in slightly, hoping that Duff will hold this Ranger and Caustic up, slowing them down while they fight, so I can take advantage. 18 seconds for the pit stop, like I mentioned. We never built that lead up, which is why we're in this situation now. Caustic covering the inside, a bit slow on exit. Can I get a run on him down this corner? Line it up for a pass down the inside. Doesn't quite work, he shuts it off and I have to back out on the brakes, nearly going into a slide. Time to regroup and fight again. Now, I seem to be quite a bit faster on the entry to this corner than cars ahead. I have to be careful not to run into them like I almost did on the last lap with Caustic. Nose to tail through this section, great racing. Feature of the Hungaroring though is very difficult to find places to pass. Only a few opportunities on the track due to its fast and flowing nature. Of course it's got a great run on EG Ranger, down the inside on a clean pass, puts him back into third. It's now really important for me to pass Ranger, not let him get away. And we'll line up for a pass down the inside, forcing out wide, and we've made it stick. Okay, now time to close down Caustic again. And Duff in first. He's running on the prime, so he probably won't pit until lap 19 or 20 if he leaves it late. So we really need to get past these guys, or they will catch us once they're on the options. Caustic running wide there. Gives us a run on him down a hill. Not close enough for any sort of move though. Both cutting it slightly. Again, you can see I'm slightly faster on the entry to that corner, making up quite a bit of ground. Braking a bit early, careful not to run into the back of the car. Ooh, a little dodgy movement on the curbs there. Those are lethal. Giving it absolutely everything, trying to close these pair down. You can see Caustic closing in on Duff ahead. It can't be long before he passes. I need to make sure I'm right there to take full advantage. Of course, running higher wings than Caustic, I think, and pretty much the rest of the field. I do lose out a bit on this straight. So not often a chance to pass on the braking point into here, which is the biggest braking point on the track. Instead having to make it up through the corners in section 2. I can see Caustic's got a nice run on Duff here. Will he stick it down the inside? He does. Oh, he runs wide under braking and they just tap each other. But Caustic's through with no damage. I try and make it through as well. Side better of it and back out. I need to make a pass soon, not let Caustic draw out a lead. Duff's gone wide and I stick it down the inside, doesn't see me, closes the door, but we are both through with no damage.
You're a bit wide.
Let's have another look at that. As you can see, just wide. Taking my normal line into the corner, higher entry speed, doesn't see me, but we both make it in the end just about. Could have been a lot worse. Okay, so we're through the chicane, and Caustic spins. He's done a Hamilton.
Oh, unlucky.
How unlucky. Right then, I should be home free. Everyone behind me is on primes with a pit stop to make. I'm here running to the end of the race, so let's see if I can bring it home. Still need to be wary, make sure I can get a gap, The guys on options at the end of the race will be very fast compared to me. Right, lap 26. The Vice has had an off. He actually hits the pit wall, just grazing it, taking his wheels clean off. We're now 2 laps from the end. I'm in cruise mode. I've got a gap of about 20 seconds, I think, to the person behind me, King of Spain, in second yet again. Another solid performance. And look at that. Caustic's fought his way back to third. And Offstay still on the podium. As you can see, just coasting his car around now, just bringing it home. Not really pushing at all. In some ways, it's harder to maintain this slower pace, not pushing. It's a slightly different rhythm. Much easier to lose a concentration, but much easier to recover from errors as you're going that much slower and not pushing the edges of the track so much. You can see just rolling the car into the corners now, gentle on the throttle. We've got the wind sewn up, don't want to throw it away carelessly. As you can see, still lapping fairly consistently on my best time. Still within 3 or 4 attempts each lap. Taking it really steady on this lap. As you can see, turn the engine down, just get the car home. Then I spot the back markers and think, maybe I can catch them. Let's do a Vettel, see if I can get a fastest last lap. Not clever, but fun. Okay, so we're into the final lap. Just a couple of kilometers to bring it home, and we've won our Hungarian race. As it turns out, our tyres are too short. We can't make the fastest lap. And we didn't catch the lap marker either. Just 2 corners left before I win the Hungarian Grand Prix. Milk the last corner for all it's worth. Do a little drive-by for the crew. And this is how we stacked up at the end.
Thanks very much.
I take the top step on the podium, King of Spain second for the 3rd or 4th race running. Very good drive there. Caustic, fantastic recovery drive to take 3rd. Ranger, a great result, 7th on the grid, 4th at the finish. Fulton Rage Boy holds steady, 5th at the start, 5th at the end. Duff, biggest loser, starting 3rd, finishing 6th. Luke, 8th to 7th. El Franco, 8th to 6th. And that's how we finished.
Again.
A fantastic Hungarian Grand Prix.
Thrilling from this different Thank you very much. Great battle with Caustic finally. Well done everybody. Good race.